In the realm of zones, they are mapped out according to how frequently we visit an area. Other factors include how much time we spend in an area, how long we stay, the distance from each zone to the house, how we get to each zone, and the different relationships or interconnections between each zone. Zones that require the most attention, maintenance, and daily care are the ones that are closest to the house. This incorporates convenience, efficiency, stacking functions, accessibility, fewer steps, organization as components to the design process. We give more attention to the things that we see daily. The zones should be mapped out, again, in accordance of how frequently you visit an area. Zone 1 needs daily care. Zone 2 may require care every other day. Zone 3, perhaps you'll visit 3 times a week or a few times a week. Zone 4, maybe a few times a year. And Zone 5, we leave as a natural ecosystem, doing little to no maintenance. These zones are typically mapped out in concentric circles. However, the physical application of this map may not apply to everyone. For example, you may have a giant grove of trees that shades out your complete Zone 1, in which case this map may not apply to you. Zone mapping is just a framework or a guide to navigate the art of planning and efficient design based on the layout of your land, how water moves across the terrain, the types of soil on your site, the wind, the sun, the shade, and all of the other sectors that we've discussed earlier. Not every site will have every zone, and the zones do not have to be mapped out in concentric circles. It's just a framework. Zones can change over time and adapt to your requirements. We then examine connections between elements in this ever-evolving web of connections and symbiotic relationships throughout the zones. It's good to start by making a list or an inventory of all of the systems of your operation, perhaps a maintenance schedule, and a detailed description of the needs or requirements of each zone. Once you have your site-specific factors and goals listed, such as slope in terms of rainfall, south-facing house, shade and sunlight analysis, energy efficiency requirements such as summer cooling and winter heating, we then can begin the process of zone mapping. Zones, again, have to do with how people move through a site, how we build, maintain, and interact, and move through this permaculture system. One main characteristic of zones is the principle of relative location. The goals for this module are to give you the tools necessary to see your home and site as a permaculture system that has ever-evolving moving parts, and to grasp a better understanding of how the zones intersect. Permaculture as a placement science depends on the designer to develop a systems thinking approach for each individual site while relying on a sector analysis to provide the information needed to place each zone.